Hey. Hi, guys. All right. So, Scorpio, welcome back. So, all week we are doing kind of some animal themed storytelling. Please know that you will have another reading before the week is out. But this one, I really wanted to focus on the question, what's the inner animal hungry for or calling out for? So, I did a pre shuffle as I am for each zodiac, and you guys ended up with the sacred ibis. Excuse me. I don't know why I like to say ibis and it's ibis. But it's always been a joke in my family. I don't know why. But I will say that this is all about learning. Now, the sacred ibis is associated with the Egyptian god Thoth, who was a god of all wisdom and knowledge. He wrote, books all, full of all kinds of information and knowledge that was necessary. He is the god who assisted Isis and told her how to resurrect her husband Osiris from the dead and how to heal her son Horus from poison. So Thoth is again, he's kind of like the most important wisdom and knowledge bearer. Now, because this is about learning, the other thing I should mention is the ibis, they tend to kind of forage together in flocks. They're pretty social birds. They're found in sub-Saharan Africa and also in Iran. But when they're together, especially in those flocks, they use that long beak that they have to actually disrupt the mud. And then that kind of rushes out the different prey that they would want to eat. So here's what I want to say about this. If somewhere deep inside, the main hunger right now for Scorpio's inner animal is they want to learn something. This, to me, that little tidbit of information where the ibis actually gets into the mud and stirs it up, because that they know that's really smart. That's where you get those, well, in this case, not wisdom, but rather nuggets of food. But in this case, we may be talking about we want wisdom. So we're willing to disturb the mud. I want to say that this is not just about learning. I want to say that this could be a Scorpio who has the desire to, I don't want to say get the dirt on something or someone, but rather not afraid to look in places where, everyone has wisdom. You don't have to have a PhD to be someone full of great pieces of information. You could be someone who works in the trenches, and you are, the wisdom and knowledge that you possess could be more valuable and more useful than someone with a PhD. There's a lot to be said for where do we find true wisdom. Sometimes we've got to look for it, and sometimes we look in unlikely places or unlikely people. But we have a Scorpio who is saying, I am either one of two things. Either I'm not afraid to look in places no one else looks, but it could also be saying, there's a lot to be said for street smarts and the school of hard knocks and the things that we learn in life when we are kind of rummaging through the mud, because life is sometimes messy. But I just feel like this is such a fearless person. They're like, yeah, and you know what? As messy as life may get, I will learn something valuable out of this as well. So this Scorpio could have either found some serious strength of character, some serious information that will carry them far in life, but they might have had a very humble beginning. And they're okay with this. We have a 9 of Wands in the reverse, and we have a Page of Swords again with the seeking information, not sitting on the sidelines. I want to say that this is a Scorpio who just rolled up their sleeves and said, I don't care. I'm going to get in that mud and I'm going to go find the pieces of information that I need for myself. I'm not too proud to, in fact, I'm intelligent. This is an intelligent way that these birds hunt, especially hunting together also. This could be someone who, let's put it this way, this could be a highly educated Scorpio, and they go, yeah, but you know what I'm missing some of the rudimentary applications of other things. I could be highly educated, but there's actually some things that it would serve me well to learn something that is maybe instead of academic, it's more vocational. Maybe it's a skill. Maybe this person is you know what, I want to go and take a class in learning how to do some let's say minor car repairs, and it's this person could be a doctor, but they're yeah, but I really want to know how to fix my own car too. So this person is I'm seeking knowledge in other locations as well. And it's not like any knowledge is beneath me or superior to me. I find knowledge in all different places. This is card number 22. This could be someone who's even saying, I need to figure out something about like, because 22 is, repeat numbers, also mirrored number. I almost feel like somebody wants to figure out more about themselves. They might be doing some deep dives to learn about themselves. And this person could be very skilled. Maybe they already work to help others find, this could be like a life coach who's looking for answers for their own life as well. This could be somebody who's a therapist, but they also never stop seeking answers for themselves. So it's just, like digging into something because it matters. It matters that we never stop having curiosity. It matters that we never become so high and mighty that we fail to think that there's something more we could learn from something more humble. So this is like this is an awesome person, whoever this Scorpio is. This is an awesome character that we're describing because this person is so like adaptable and so ready to say, yeah, I think I need to go back to the drawing board. No, especially with that 9 here, the 9 of Wands in the reverse. This is not like a wounded warrior where it's like, oh, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. This is a person that goes, well, maybe there was just something I missed. Maybe if I'm dissatisfied with anything in my life, maybe it's just because I need to think about things a little different. Maybe I need to learn something a little different. 3 of Cups in the reverse. I feel like we have a Scorpio who's saying, you know what? I don't want to tangle with anybody else at the moment. I think that I want to just deal with some of my own stuff right now, pursue a couple of like important pieces of information about myself. So I'm intentionally tapping out of the whole dating scenario or romance scenario because you know what? As intelligent as I am, I feel like maybe I could do with a little bit of fine tuning or a little bit of soul searching. I feel like this is the person who, instead of going out dating right now, they might be saying, no, I think I'm going to take up some music lessons, learn to play guitar because I feel like it calms my mind and I feel like there's some other like language of like I want to open my mind. You know how they say classical music kind of like opens up pieces of our brain. I almost feel like somebody is looking for another type of language, if that makes sense, but it's like a language that connects them to other pieces of their own brain, if that makes sense. Okay, that's a very strange message. I know that, but that's what I just got off of those cards. And we have the 2 of Swords. Please let me know in the comments if that makes a lick of sense. With this 2 of Swords in the reverse, like this person is on to something. They are feeling like, yeah, that's right. That's actually exactly what I want to do. I'm more intrigued right now, kind of by my own little journey. Okay, so we have the Lovers sideways. We got a 10 of Swords in the reverse. This person is not after romance at the moment, nor are they giving up on romance. There are things that maybe a relationship has pushed this person into, they're not angry, they're not heartbroken, they're not anything, but they're saying, I think there's some stuff I want to think about for myself. And it could be they're delaying making a choice about a lover until they really decide a few things internally. So this could be someone who's like, they're in a romance, they're in a relationship, they're in a marriage, a partnership. And yeah, maybe there's some ups and downs, but this person is not calling it quits on their partner. They also are not ready to maybe discuss what they want to do next or how they feel about this relationship because it's like, I need to first think about things from my own perspective. Where am I happy? Where am I unhappy? How much of this is just my perception? Instead of like, oh, my partner's doing this wrong, my partner's doing that wrong, that relationship, that person didn't meet my needs. I think this person is saying, but wait a minute, what are my needs? I'm not going to put any of the blame on them whatsoever because it's not about blame. It's about, am I satisfied? Is there something that I want to learn about myself that will help me determine if I'm satisfied? And if I'm not, why not? Because there's no point in bouncing away from something or calling something quits if we don't really know, is that the right call to make? I think this is an amazing person. This Scorpio is like so, they understand that like emotions can like really cloud stuff. And if we're not 100% sure about why we feel the way we do, they're saying, well, I need to first figure that out before I even deal with necessarily the emotion. Like I'm feeling some kind of way, but I want to answer the why. this is amazing that this character is like, I'm all about finding the why. And that lies within me. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's very much about getting balanced in oneself and then asking the question, now that I know myself super good, can I be balanced with this person? Do we match? This Scorpio wants to have balance, and they're willing to put in the effort to learn about themselves. Seven of Pentacles. This is a person who's going to have real long-term success, because that's what they ultimately want. I want to have stability, growth. I want relationships in my life that we build mansions and skyscrapers together, you know? And I'm not saying that we have to build that in a physical sense, but I'm saying the quality of this Scorpio's life, they're saying anything I do, I want it to continuously grow, blossom, and become more satisfying, not less satisfying. That's what I'm after. So do I see this with this person? Do I see this in my relationships? Do I see this in any aspect of my life? Do I see the long-term potential and growth here? If not, then what do I need to alter, or how do I need to fine tune something? I feel like this person is finding the answers, and it's really, I mean, this storyline keeps getting brighter and brighter with each passing card. Let's see if we continue on in this trend. We have a Three of Swords. There is something here where this person in their thought process, because the way I would describe this, this is very unique. No other zodiac has had a reading quite like this. It's as if we're sitting inside the mind, going through the thought process. With each card, it's like the thought process is being mapped out that our lead character is going through. And they're getting to this point where they're asking themselves all these tough questions. They're not making snap decisions about any current relationships or any lovers that might be on their mind. They're instead, going through this process to say, what I really want is balance. So now I get to that big question, could I be balanced with this person, especially in the long term? And this says, well, there has been a betrayal or a heartbreak that is a sticking point for this Scorpio. We have a Six of Swords in the reverse, and we have a King of Cups in the reverse. This Scorpio is even either recognizing that they themselves, which I'm inclined to say it's they themselves, have been wounded by their partner, and they're saying, you know what, I'm acknowledging that the reason I don't really feel like I've been making progress in my emotions with someone is because maybe I'm still harboring a hurt, and maybe it's true. Maybe they hurt me and I'm realizing I don't want this to be my partner because this is not one I will get over. Or they're recognizing, you know what, I realize where there has been a hurt, and that hurt, and it may not have been at the hands of this person that dealt it to them, but they might be saying, I recognize now there is something that has been still hurting inside of me. And that is the thing that has been kind of impacting my ability to see things long term. Let me see. Let me get one more on that Three of Swords. We have a Queen of Cups in the upright. So I think that this is, I think I read this in a slightly different manner. I mean, I guess it could still be either way, but we have a matched pair, a king and a queen. It could also be that they're recognizing the partner that they're with has some kind of wound that they have not healed from. And it may be that the Scorpio is saying, you know what, I realize I don't carry any of those wounds, but the confusion that I've had with my partner, the confusion that I've had with, like, why are we not fully bonding properly? It's because, well, one or the other of us has a wound, and that wound, it's like, think of it this way. If we wanted to hold somebody's hand, right? And that, really wonderful, we wrap hands, fingers together, but somebody's got like a big old gnarly cut. We're not going to be able to do that, right? Because if we try, every time they're going to go, ooh, and pull away because it's going to hurt. But what if a wound, if we could think of it in that context, but instead it's like an emotional thing that we can't see. If that's what makes somebody kind of flinch and pull back just a little bit, it's making a lot of sense to this character. Either they realize they've been flinching because there's still an unhealed wound, or that their partner has been. So if this is what that big deep dive has been, somebody stepped back and they said, okay, wait a second, where's the issue here? Because there is a snag. And where is it? And they're putting their finger on, okay, there it is. The Chariot is in the reverse. We cannot move forward with this relationship until that wound is cleansed and healed. Now, at least we have a plan of action, right? We know what needs to happen. Now, the only question is, whomever needs to do the healing, can that happen? So basically, this Scorpio wanted to understand someone. That's what this was. Maybe this is just a story where this Scorpio has been kind enough to say, I want to really get to know what's going on with my partner, or I want to get to know what's going on with me, because there's something here that, this is a really good match. Card 22, they're mirrored energy. Then it turns out we have a perfectly matched partnership, a king and a queen of wands, or excuse me, of cups. Maybe I said wands because maybe they're actually very passionate about each other, but still, if there's wounding, it's very hard to hold somebody's hand and wrap your fingers in theirs if they have a gigantic boo-boo. And so somebody still has an emotional boo-boo, and that's what makes them pull back a little bit. So we can't move forward. We can't hold hands really tightly right now until that's dealt with. Is there any final message here? I just like this because there's no, this is not like, oh my gosh, this person's hurting my feelings. This person's pulling back from me. I'm pulling back from them. We have an 8 of Cups. This might require some time and space for one or the other person to heal. We have the Sun upright. We have the Devil sideways. Either the Scorpio is going to say, hey, I need a little bit of alone time to get my head sorted out, because I want to make sure that I can get over whatever hurt I've experienced. Or the Scorpio is going to say, babe, I want you to take some time, do what you need to do for you, shed whatever this wound is, whatever this thing is. This is working on something that is a personal wound, and it's giving somebody the space and also the support to be able to do that, because it's like, look, I want to see you truly happy, and I want to be truly happy together. So whatever that means, if you need time, if you need a year, if you need space, if you need whatever it is to get beyond this, let's make sure that I give you the space to do it. But there's also this element where it's like, but if you want support while you do that, I can be that as well. I feel like whoever this is, whether it's the Scorpio saying this or the Scorpio going to do this for themselves, or, support a partner doing this, I feel like that's the underlying thing. There's a lot of support, because it's just, this is about that compassion and that straightforward, look, I've really thought about it, and I can see this is where the problem is right now. The problem is there's some healing that needs to happen. And before that can happen, somebody needs their time and space alone. But they're not directly saying, oh, this is over. They're really approaching this with this deep compassion. I'm inclined to say that it's a Scorpio who's come to the understanding that, you know what, I want that person to do whatever they need to do. I'm taking the space away from them because it was confusing for me. But when I think about it, I think they have a lot of healing to do. So I'm going to step back and let them heal. That's what this looks like. I don't even know if this is going to be a conversation or if this is just an energetic understanding. So it's very peaceful, and it totally takes away all that sting and all that upset, because it's like, oh no, it just needs some healing time. That's okay. That we can handle, right? That's a good plan. All right, I'm going to leave this one here. Thank you guys for being here. I'm sorry this one got so long. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you do enjoy my storytelling, it's the only way my free channel can be here is with your free support of giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. So thank you so much for that. Don't forget, right now I'm doing some giveaways. I do this every year to thank my subscribers. So if you're watching the bonus general messages that I put out every single day, you will see that you have opportunities to enter to win prizes there. Okay. All right, you guys, take care. Bye. Oh, and please stay away from the scammers. Scammers are out in force right now. They're contacting people. They're stealing my image, pretending to be me, coming into the comments and trying to get you guys to contact them. I will never do that to you. I will never, never, never approach you in comments and try to tell you to reach out to me. I don't sell readings. I never have. I don't have PayPal or WhatsApp or anything like that. So just please know that's not the way I operate. If you ever do win a prize from me, I always announce it in a video so you hear your name being called. It's the only way I ever alert anybody. I will never reach out to you privately, okay? All right, bye.